Alright, it's time to talk about this quantum TV situation. Before all of this, and before I even decided to make this video, I didn't really feel compelled to talk about the situation. But first, let me just give you a quick recap, which I doubt you're even gonna need it, because if you're here, you already know the whole situation. But here's the thing. This all started with an Elden Ring review made by this guy called Quantum TV. Then the 16-year-old kid, Mischief, criticizes the review, which you're allowed to do. And then Quantum TV, in his infinite wisdom, and because he doesn't like criticism, copyright strikes the critique of his review, which I could pretend to be shocked, but this isn't the first time that has happened in YouTube. We've had many cases like this in the past. But if the situation stopped there, I'm not saying it was a good thing, and I'm not even pretending that I didn't care about the situation, but I wasn't gonna add anything to it. Besides, at the time, big YouTubers were getting involved, like the Actman, ReviewTech USA, Asmongold, even Moist Critical, and SOG. So there were people already on the case. You had Rags making a ton of videos exposing this guy, really going in depth, picking him apart, picking apart all the wrongdoings, pointing it out. And the evidence was gathered. Irrefutable evidence that this guy had done multiple things that violated TOS. So I expected, as I'm sure many of you did, that he would get banned. And personally, I expected that not because I care about any of the demented stuff he could have or would have been saying. That's not my problem. You can say whatever you want from me, it doesn't bother me. What bothers me is when you try to stop other people from speaking and having a voice. That's my problem. Because then you basically just want your opinion to be the only one that's allowed to exist. And that's an issue in my book. And at that point I just have to wonder why not, if you don't want your work, your opinions to be criticized, why not just make the video and leave it on your desktop? Leave it on your hard drive. Don't post it. Just be a passive user of the internet, and you won't get criticized. When you post something, there's a pre-made agreement, unspoken agreement, that you accept that your work is going to be criticized because you've made it public. Of course, people want good feedback. I want my work to be appreciated, to be something that people enjoy. But in order to get there, to get to that sweet spot where people actually like your work, you need to get criticized so you can get better at your craft. But again, this is a pointless tangent because I'm not going to convince this guy or any people that think like him, because they want people kowtowing to them 100% of the time, saying yes, nodding yes 100% of the time. So that's pointless. But to get back to the main point of the video, and why I decided to make this video, is that big YouTubers got involved. Okay, they're going back and forth, people are compiling evidence, ready to get this guy banned for all the wrongdoings and violations of TOS he has committed in the past. And then this guy decides to contact Actman's mom, because Actman made a video on him. So that is justification enough for this guy to contact somebody's mom. And keep in mind, Actman's mom, her number is not public. That's not public info. So you had to dig into that. Imagine that. Put yourself in the mindset of that. Going after somebody's mom, you have to dig into that info, try to get it, just so you can contact her. And I don't care what he says, that you were trying to solve the situation without too much trouble. Look, man, when you do something like that, you're clearly saying, look, I have the power to contact your family, I have the power to make this information go public, so you either back off or you're gonna have trouble. It's a passive threat. Okay, don't try to fool any of us. This is not something that you do when you're trying to act in good faith. If you were trying to do that, talk to the person directly. If you feel that bothered by the video that was made in response to yours, critiquing it or making fun of it. But then Actman makes a video in response, people make a video in response to that stupid attitude in part of Quantum TV, on Quantum TV's part. And then a few days later, YouTube goes over the situation and they contact the Actman saying, Actman, hey Actman, we have reviewed the situation, we have found no evidence of Quantum TV violating our TOS, so basically saying we're siding with him and he's gonna stay on the platform even after all he did, saying there was no substantial evidence to support the Actman's or any of the other YouTubers' claims. So at this point, you can't help but facepalm at this decision, like I did, okay? But then the worst comes to pass. Actman makes another video saying the dark age of YouTube, criticizing, trying to make the best out of a shitty situation. And then, a few days later, we get this. And I'm gonna read this because I really want to make sure you get the full picture. Here's the Actman community post that he posted 12 hours ago as of me recording this video. The dark age of YouTube was taken down for sexually explicit content. 2 other videos of mine have been demonetized and age restricted. Asmongold's reaction to my video was also demonetized, and ReviewTech USA's recent livestream was also demonetized. Sexually explicit content. I watched the video twice. There was not even a snippet of nudity or promiscuous content. I mean, this is the problem. This is what made me want to make a video on this. Because here is the situation. This all started with a fucking review. And then the review got criticized. The critique got copyright struck by this guy. People criticized his actions. People's criticism of those actions got also copyright struck. And now we're having content being taken down almost out of left field because of something that's not even applicable to the video. Sexually explicit content. That was not in the video. That's not something that you can take down the video for when the content wasn't even there that would justify that violation. There was no sexual content, no promiscuous content, nothing. Not even something that was suggestive. What a dangerous precedent that this sets. Where criticism can be taken down. And the platform is siding with this guy, which clearly is in the wrong. Clearly, there documented evidence of this guy just ban-evading, insulting people online for their preferences, and then copyright striking videos. But the most egregious of those is copyright striking videos. Because at this point, this guy can silence anybody, can silence any opinion that he doesn't like, and he's become essentially a protected identity on YouTube. And what do you think that people like him, people that think like him, in terms of they don't want to be criticized? What message is this sending to them? You can do this, and not only can you remove criticism, we're gonna side with you on this. I'm telling you, this is a dangerous precedent. Even if you're a viewer, this should be concerning to you. I'm a viewer myself. Look, man, I got a fucking channel, a couple of videos. I'm mostly a viewer. I'm not a content creator. I make videos as a hobby. This should be concerning to anyone who uses the platform. Because it signals, if in a couple of weeks the status quo remains the same, this signals that criticism is no longer allowed on YouTube. It's bad enough we have to thread the line between making a good video and not getting copyright struck because of the automatic copyright system. We have to restrict what we use on the video, even if it's within the actual fair use according to the law. We have to restrict ourselves. It's bad enough we have to restrict our creative vision for many of our videos. Now we can't even criticize someone without fear of getting taken down. YouTube sanctioned video takedowns of criticism. That's where we are in 2022. Amazing. Amazing. I'm gonna go and get work on the next video. I'll see you guys on the next video, and I hope YouTube gets their shit together. This is unreal. See you guys next time.